Nets fans, we are back. Tom Lorenzo and I back here at Nets Media Day. The season is about to start, Tom. I can't believe it. The off-season summer has just flown by. We're back. Basketball, I love this time of year. It's a great time of year. You're back. I'm happy. You got Dave Menz back behind the camera, so it's always a good time. And now things are getting started. We're here at Nets Media Day, and one of the things that I heard that I think Nets fans are going to be excited about was Lionel Hollins, what he had to say. He said a lot of interesting things today, and he was very positive, optimistic about the team.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that?
No, Lionel was great, man. Talked a lot about toughness of this team, how he's really going to instill the toughness on these guys. He talked about how it's not something that he's necessarily going to teach, and there's no perfect way to teach toughness, but he's really going to have an approach to toughness for these guys. So I think it was great to hear Lionel Hollins take kind of what he did in Memphis with that grit and grind mentality, that blue-collar mentality, and bring it here to Brooklyn and hold these guys accountable. He really talked a lot about it, defense, toughness, really getting on the floor, and I think it's going to be a great change of pace for these Nets.
Yeah, I thought one of the other interesting things he mentioned was a starting five, which had been a big question for Nets fans, and he pretty much laid it out today. You know, he said that Joe Johnson will not play at the 2, he'll play at the 3, which leaves the 2 spot open, but he said he thinks Bojan Bogdanovic is a 2, so we might see him play at the 2 spot. What do you think about that?
It'll be interesting. You got Bogdanovic, you've got Allen Anderson. You know, could he slide Jarrett Jack into the starting, start 2 point guards? We know Jason Kidd did that last year, although then again it leaves you a little thin in a backup point guard. But he has options, and that's the thing. And he talked a lot about how the 2 and the 3 position aren't all that different, meaning, you know, you could have a guy like Bogdanovic you think of as a traditional 3 slide in and start at the 2. You could have maybe a Mirza somehow slide into that position. I do think it is going to be between Allen Anderson and Bogdanovic are going to be the 2 guys you look at that starting 2 position. But it was interesting to finally get a taste of what he's thinking in terms of that starting 5. Because that's been a huge question in the offseason.
Yeah, it was a huge question the entire offseason. One of the things Lionel Hollins talked about was that this team is going to get better through practice. Yes, we're talking about practice like Allen Iverson. But he said that's something Jason Kidd seemed to take it very easy with the practices with the guys. How much do we think will be installed here in the training camp sessions that we'll see here at the PNY Center? Or, you know, how much is this going to be effective throughout the season? Will he overwork the players? Is that a concern of yours?
I don't think so. You know, it's a different team. Look, last year you had Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett coming in, older guys that Jason Kidd had to look to manage. You had Andre Kirilenko with the back issues. Obviously, Darren Williams with his ankle injuries. So I think he's looking now at a fresher team. You got a lot of younger guys. You know, you've got guys coming in that are used to practicing more often. So I think Hollins is going to take it probably case by case. He's not going to push Brook Lopez early. Probably not going to push Darren Williams early. Kevin Garnett obviously is going to get his rest. But I think he's really going to push these guys, again, instilling that toughness, that defensive mentality, that blue-collar mentality, and really get these guys pushing. And I think that's what he's going to do early on and really kind of build that tradition early on.
This is an interesting season going into 2014-2015 season. Not the same level of expectations as there was last season. How good can this Nets team be this year?
You know, I think they can be really good. Look, Andre Kirilenko was saying that last year they felt that, you know, kind of midway through the season, this team had a ceiling of losing in the second round of the playoffs, and that's what they did. And he feels now the expectations aren't there. They're not talking about a 60-win team, and it allows these guys to really play their game and kind of play with that confidence and not have that pressure of, we need to win 60 games. We need to be the best team in the NBA. And I think that kind of can let them sneak under the radar, slide under that radar, and all of a sudden be that team that scares people in the playoffs. And I think that's where they want to be. They don't want to be kind of gunning with Cleveland as one of the top 2 teams in the league. They want to be that team that scares people in the playoffs, because that's where they can kind of sneak in there and make some moves.
I think Nets fans will like that to happen this year. They want to be that team come playoff time. We're just ready to see some basketball. That's what we're ready for. So we're going to have some reports from you from here during training camp. Throughout the preseason, we'll be at a couple games. Look forward to seeing some of you fans again. And then we can't wait till we kick everything off. First home game against the OKC Thunder. That should be an exciting one. That's it from here at Nets Media Day. Again, can't believe it. Season is about to start. For Tom Lorenzo, Dexter Henry for NetsDaily.com.